Hello, my friends. I hope the lighting is good so that you can see me. I'm just adjusting a little bit of that right now so it gets a little better. Give me a second. Here we are. I hope that is better. I hope that's better. But let's begin anyway. So I've been doing a few videos, as you know, on how to move from human to meta-human and what it really means. Meta, of course, means beyond, and human in this case refers to the conditioned human mind. So today what I'm going to say is going to be a combination of some reflections, but also for you to reflect on the nature of what we call self and what we call existence. And I thought I'd do it in the form of an inquiry today, in the form of an inquiry. So the first inquiry is, how do we know that we exist? And I would say because there is an awareness of existence. How do you know anything exists? How do you know that bookshelf behind me exists? Because of an awareness of it. How do you know that you have a body, or what we humans call a body? Because of an awareness of that experience that we call a body. How do we know that thoughts exist? Because we are aware of our thoughts. We frequently complain, my mind is too noisy. How do we know, therefore, that the mind exists? Because of an awareness of the mind. How do we know that the universe exists, or what we think is a universe, or what we call a universe? Because of an awareness of it. So when I say existence, it applies to anything that we think exists. And how do we know existence? Very simply, because we are aware of existence. So far, if you're agreeing with me, just tell me that so far you're agreeing with me. If you're agreeing with me, if you're not, say so too. So I'll know where you're at and what you're thinking. It's important that we share our thinking with each other. Galix Bahar from Israel. Oh my God, love back to Israel. Okay, so let me finish what I'm trying to say. There is existence, and we know there is existence because we are aware of it. So knowing of existence, awareness of existence, and existence go together. If there's no knowing of existence and there's no awareness of existence, then for all practical purposes, there is no knowing of existence. So let's just start with that one fundamental premise. And I see a lot of you are agreeing. Zoreen Khan from India. Thank you so much for being here. So awareness of existence and existence are therefore synonymous. Let's agree on that too. Awareness of existence and existence are synonymous. Okay. Uttara Shinde. Thank you, Uttara. Averell Smith. Thank you. Okay. Let me go on. Existence and awareness of existence are the same thing. So now the next step is to ask, what is non-existence? What is non-existence? I would say it's the absence of the awareness of existence. It is absence of the knowing of existence. And therefore, since non-existence is not an experience, Shelley is not identifying. Okay, Shali, let's be patient and then see where you agree and disagree. Okay, so non-existence is not an experience, right? If something doesn't exist, it's not an experience. Therefore, non-existence, as the word implies, as the word says, is not existent. Non-existence is not existence. And since non-existence is not an experience, we can never know non-existence. We can only know existence. In other words, non-existence doesn't exist. Amar Lal Viswani, thank you. Okay, so non-existence, as the word says, doesn't exist. Non-existence is also non-awareness, no awareness. And therefore, they both don't exist. Non-existence does not exist. It's not an experience, and you will never experience non-existence. That's great, isn't it? So Joyce Roberts says, what about death? Well, death is the recycling of existence. It's not the absence of existence, it's the potential incubation of existence. It is existence as potentiality. Okay, let me continue my argument. First of all, there is never non-existence, therefore you as awareness will never experience non-existence. This is very clear, I hope. Okay, now, next thing to ask is awareness something you can see? And I would suggest that you cannot, because awareness is doing the seeing. Is awareness an object of existence? And I would say no, awareness is always the subject of existence. Whether that existence is the existence of a thought, a feeling, or emotion, a sensation, a perception. So awareness is always the seer, the observer. It can't be seen because it is doing the seeing. It can't be seen because it is doing the seeing. Furthermore, awareness can't be seen because it is formless. If it had a form, you'd be able to see it. But you, the one who is seeing, has no form. You, the one who is seeing, has no form. And once you recognize this, then you have to ask yourself, is that what I mean when I say I am? I am is just pure existence or pure knowing. Before I am Deepak. Deepak is the conditioned mind or the projection of the conditioned mind. But I am, as awareness, has no form. It can't be seen. Having no form, it is borderless, it is not in space-time, and it is infinite. Now, based on that, based on the idea, and Gabriella, David, you're right, pure existence. So pure existence, pure knowing, pure awareness, has no form, it's infinite. Now ask yourself other questions. Does I am, therefore, which is formless, does it have a location in space-time? And the answer obviously is, if it's formless and infinite, it has no specific location in space-time. It is at all times, everywhere, and nowhere in particular. Does it have an age? Is it 20 years old, 1 year old, or 100 years old, or whatever? Does it age? I think the answer is obvious. it has no age. So it has no age, it is formless, it is infinite. Then the next question is it subject to birth or death? Or is it what is projecting itself as the phenomenon of birth and death in every timeless moment of now? Okay. Is I am therefore subject to birth or death? Answer is obvious. It is neither subject to birth nor to death. What is born and dies in an eternal, timeless now is perceptual activity and its interpretation, period. Okay, so it's not subject to birth and death. This is actually the basis of the phrase in the Bhagavad Gita: water cannot wet it, wind cannot dry it, fire cannot burn it, weapons cannot shatter it. It's unborn and it is not subject to death. Okay, so now that we've gotten this far, I am is not subject to birth and death, then I am is constantly projecting itself as the experience eternally of that which we call mind, body, and universe, all as a unified experience. I am, before I am Deepak, is the creator of the universe. The self of the individual is the self of the universe. Okay, so in the Vedanta, of course, this is described as two components of the self: Jiva, which is the conditioned self, and Atman, beyond the conditioning, which is one with the universe and is the ontological primitive of the total universe. When we transcend thought, when we go to the source of thought, and we know that thoughts and feelings and emotions and perceptions and sensations are entangled, then when we go to the source of thought, we go to the source of everything that creates the universe. Pure consciousness, pure knowing, infinite possibilities, non-local, immeasurable, infinite, formless, constantly forming itself, or I would say morphing itself. The formless morphs itself into form and phenomena. Innumerable forms and phenomena. Innumerable forms and phenomena. Every form is a phenomenon, and every phenomenon is the constant arising and subsiding of sensations, perceptions, images, feelings, and thoughts. Everything else is a story. Whether it's a religious story or a theological story or a philosophical story or even a scientific story. And no system of thought, no story can give us direct access to reality. Only transcending thought and going to the source of thought can help you know that you are the universe, and you constantly modify yourself as the changing experience of mind, body, universe. In the deeper reality, there is no death and there is no birth. There is just the constant dance between the formless and that which we call form and phenomena. They are also entangled. Form and formless are also entangled. So I see that most of you are agreeing. One person is not quite agreeing, but let's keep actually focusing on this idea that I am is before thought. We can say very clearly, if we understand this, that Descartes, the great French philosopher, was wrong when he said, I am, therefore I think. It's the other way around. No, Descartes didn't say that. Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. So obviously, given what we've discussed, Descartes was wrong. I am, therefore I think. Therefore I perceive, therefore I sense, therefore I know, therefore I can have this conversation. Okay? I am is prior to all modified forms of existence. You know, fundamental Christians frequently quote Jesus Christ as saying, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the light, I am the life. It's all true. Just add one little word there, is. I am is the way. I am is the truth. I am is the light. I am is the life. Actually, that's what Jesus meant. And he said it in Aramaic. And now we can translate that in any way we want. But I am is the truth. I am is the way. I am is the light. And I am is all existence. All knowers, all modes of knowing, all known phenomena that appear as form. I am that I am. Take care, my friends, and we'll stay in touch. Happy holidays.